Hello from the Yarn Closet in Southern Arizona. I'm Laura. The Yarn Closet has changed, as I showed you before. I like it. It's working out. It is summer, our summer break. We only get 8 weeks off. We're on a 10-month school year. Moved my parents a couple of weeks ago. Things are coming together for them. My daughter starts her theater camp tomorrow. The oldest is staying for a few nights. So he's in playing video games with the kids. And we did some bowling. We had my sister-in-law and one of her kids over and her 4 kids. So it's been fun. It's been nice. I have this overstuffed chair in here. I moved the footstool out. So as you can see, that's the corner and the door. And then I'm kind of sitting in the middle, and then my desk. I keep boxes for donation stuff. My little footstool, my little project I've been working on, our little weights. I got to tell you, this whole weight business and being 53 years old, the whole point is that you kind of push yourself on the heaviness of the weight, and you don't have to do a bunch of reps, but you push yourself on the heaviness, and that has been hard for me because of my neck stuff, but it's getting better. Like the last few days haven't been so bad, and I'm going really slow. I've had to carry Mitzi a lot for our walks, which I think makes a difference. And I am walking 3 miles most days. So I do feel like I've got some more muscle tone in my arms because most of what we're doing, we're focusing on upper body. And because obviously I walk a lot, so my lower is pretty good. And we're doing some squats, and that's been helpful. I've had a lot of questions about the vibrating plate. If I were to do it again, I'd wait and buy the expensive one. I'd buy the $300 one that goes on all the different planes of shakiness. Because I think this helps, but I don't think it helps as much as the expensive one. I tend to use the rebounder more when like my neck gets a weird kink in it. I can loosen myself more by jumping on the rebounder. But yes, I have the safety bar on the rebounder because I'm legally blind. And my balance is a little off because of that. So do I think they're a great thing for elderly people? You know what? I think an elderly person would be at least as stable as I am on them. So if they're conscientious about safety, then yes, I think they're great options. And keeping it at low key. I'm pretty low key on that rebounder. I tried for a while to do like the rebounder workouts and stuff, even the short ones. I didn't like it. I did not like it. So I'm really low key on it when I do it. I do think it helps getting the lymph system going. And I do believe that that is slowed down quite a bit at this stage of my life. I don't like the amount of space the rebounder takes up. And I know you can get slightly smaller ones than the one I have. So if I could trade them both in for the expensive model of the vibrating plate, I probably would. But I still have kids that use them too at times when we do our little exercise and workouts and stuff. So there's that. The walking vest has not worked great for me. And I think it's primarily due to my frozen shoulder and my neck issues. I had a neck injury in my 20s where that bag of fluid between your discs ruptured. And I mean, I had to be 2 weeks flat on my back, letting it like rebuild itself, and it never rebuilt itself to equal or what it was before. It was always less than. But the whole point was to make sure that there was at least some so that it wouldn't fuse together. Well, and now with age and everything else, it is too little and it is fusing. And the only thing they have to do to help those is to eventually put a plate in your neck, but then you become forward facing only, and then that causes other problems. Because then you start to do other things with your body because you have to shift your whole body to turn and look at stuff. So then you end up having more lower back problems. So, whatevs. So I'm just doing the best I can and making it last as long as it can. I don't want to have a bunch of skeletal replacements in my older years. I just don't think that's a great idea. I can hear the dog. The dog's not happy. He doesn't like the oldest. Our oldest is 6'10". He's 30 years old. And the dog doesn't like men anyway. So that's a bit intimidating to her. But I needed a break because I've had to be like carrying her for the last few days. Drives me batty. I need a break sometimes. I'm not feeling the separation anxiety with my 17-year-old who just graduated. But I am feeling some level of stress in how the parenting is changing. We're jumping into a different phase of parenting with my youngest because even though she's in 5th grade, they treat it basically like middle school, and they do a lot of things with middle school. So for next year, we're not going to allow her to be in middle school sports in 5th grade or activities like that, or the dances or anything else. We just don't think it's appropriate. But she will start carrying her books with her all throughout the whole day. They don't have lockers. She'll be changing every hour in classes. It's going to be, I think us not letting her do some of those extras will be fine because there'll be added stress in just the school day itself. So I'm looking forward to getting back into the library, no matter what way in which I do get back there. My dad's doing okay. He's had some medication changes, and that's helped a little bit. He's adjusting to the slower pace. My other parents now live much closer to him, only 5-minute drive away. So that also makes him feel good. And he knows where they live now because my mom used to live there 30 years ago. And my dad would go there often and help babysit my other stepdad who was dying. And they would go like to men's cards or men's coffee hour or whatever. Just so my mom had a break. And she only moved out of there 20 years ago. She and this stepdad have been together for 20 years. Because my other stepdad died 22 years ago. And they may have been dating a year after he died. That's maybe when they started dating. But whatever. I'm not making a lot of progress on anything knitty or crochet. I've got this far on this blanket. I'm thinking it's going to end up being just the greens with this in the middle. I don't know that I'm going to use that brown. I may just donate it. I will say this. That is the one thing that drives me batty about my mom. as many times as she's downsized in the last few years, she can't seem to keep it downsized. And one thing that we really need as people with blindness and stuff is for our cupboards and our cabinets to not be overfilled. So I'm really cognizant of that, even in my crafting stuff, is to not oversave. Our garage is jam-packed full of stuff, and yet we constantly buy things and then find that we already had that thing because it's just not well organized, or because it's overfilled. And it drives my husband batty because he would be a hoarder if allowed. We had some Lunchmates and cheeses and everything we needed for sandwiches yesterday, but they bought more. So now there's so much in the fridge. It's overwhelming to me. And he likes that because he likes that feeling. To him, it's a feeling of abundance. To me, it's just chaos. And there are those things. And it's so funny because we end up talking to the 30-year-old about it. He's been engaged for 3 years now. There's a lot of interesting things that kind of go on when you start to live with, and when you finally do marry someone and you're just committed to it working and not bailing on it. And hey, I was divorced, he was divorced. We both have done it, because you can't make someone stay married to you if they don't want to. But family life's okay. We're getting through the summer. It's going pretty well. I think the kids are feeling like they've had some experiences already. There's still some things coming up we're planning. And we're doing okay. The haircut, I'm still loving it. Although I'm feeling like it's a bit long. But I still love it. Because I can easily do what needs to be done and only have to wash it every few days. And what else? I don't know. We did go to a birthday party where I got to talk to someone, which was very lovely, socialize. There's some stuff going on in the background that I'm questioning whether or not to share on here. And it's about me personally. So we'll see how that progresses. And I think I might chat about it later, maybe now, I don't know. I'll tell you, I just went back on meds. Some antidepressants. Realized that I was getting really snippy, really having a hard time. It's stressful when you're raising kids and your parents are getting older, and to be me and not have great support in my own life. And I can't just grab my car keys and run up to town and deal with something for them or handle something. I can't just grab the car keys and go do something with my daughter to entertain her in the summertime. It's very frustrating. And there are other workarounds. Like I was able to do a telehealth appointment with my doctor. Gonna have another one next month with her and follow up. I've been on meds before, a number of times throughout my life. I don't believe that we are designed to be on these meds decade after decade after decade. But I do believe that they are designed as tools to get us through bad depressive episodes or other things. And then there are other kinds of meds that I think are designed for people taking long term. It was a hard decision. I don't know why I felt like such a failure. Because I've tried so hard to create outlets in my life, to exercise properly, to get sleep, to have social interaction, to do all the right things, and yet I'm still struggling. And it gets harder when you're postmenopausal. There's a lot of things. We lose muscle mass, we lose, a lot of stuff. And so I'm just doing the best I can, and that's what I'm doing for right now, and I hope it helps me. I already feel like it's helping me. I slept a little bit better last night. And so, I think as women and maybe men think this way, I don't know. But I feel like if I could just get a better support system, I wouldn't need to do this. But I've tried everything, and I still couldn't get it where it needed to be. So this is it. So I'm just going to do it, and we're going to see how it goes. I could first see myself being on it throughout the next school year, staying on it for, a chunk of time, and seeing what happens in that space of time. If some of the other stressors kind of balance themselves out more. I think I'm feeling far more stress about my 17-year-old than he's feeling about himself. Although last week we had a conversation and he was definitely feeling the stress himself. I worry about the things that make life difficult for them to launch. And I'm not really a worrier, so it tends to be in the background, and then I don't realize it's building up until I'm snapping at people. And so here we are. And it's something I shouldn't be embarrassed about, and I shouldn't be sad about, because I do think it is helping. And if past history proves itself right, these meds will be successful for a while with me. And then there's some other ones, and we'll just see. I don't always feel like I have to be on them. I think I've gone years being fine, being off of them. But there are times, and I think this is one of them. So I'm giving it a shot, and we're going to go from there. And so I hope you do what you have to do this summer to have a happy summer, and give yourself some happiness and some joy. Because I think we get so wrapped up in what we're doing that we forget to have the happiness and joy and allow ourselves to feel that too. And that's part of what the medication helps, is it helps me be able to kind of drop into those moments of joy and feel them and get lighter. So look with your heart first, not your eyes. Even when you're looking in the mirror,